Okay, Coach, the NCAA in the past couple of seasons has allowed for on-ice instruction with the coaches for a couple hours prior to official varsity practice beginning. Can you just talk about the benefit of that, not only for the coaches but the players as well?
Well, according to the ruling, we can starting September 15th, a Division I program can be on the ice for skill development with the entire team and coaches for 2 hours a week. So our first practice, if you will, skill development session was yesterday for an hour. We'll do the very same thing today, and then we'll do 2 more hours next week. I think it's good because it allows the younger guys, the freshmen, the rookies, to have a better idea of what the pace and the intensity of the older players and the returning veterans, how they practice and how they focus on everything that they're doing, no matter what drill or what skill development principle they're working on. And I think it's very valuable to them, and obviously a value to everybody who's on the ice, but especially to the freshmen.
Okay, Coach, yesterday was your first day with the coaching staff on the ice with the players. What did you see? What did you like? And was it obviously good to get back on the ice for the first time this season?
Well, there's always a lot of energy. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, a lot of things that you wish you could bottle and bring out later on in the year once the grind begins in the second half of the season. But there's no question that I think that the speed of our players and the skill level is strong. I was glad to see some of our goaltenders get tested quite a bit. It was a lot of fun to see some of our goaltenders really compete, especially our young guy Sam Britton did a nice job in making a couple of phenomenal saves on back-to-back plays that required rebound saves. But it was good. I mean, obviously we were only on the ice for 60 minutes, so it's the first 60 minutes for me. I'm just trying to identify who our freshmen are and who they actually are, and obviously looking at a couple of line combination maybe that might work together. Guys who would work as defensive pairings probably. So a lot of guesswork at this time of year and trying to be able to based upon what you're doing out there.
You mentioned Sam Britton, one of the 8 new faces in the Pioneer hockey program. A lot of turnover since last season. Tell the Pioneer fans what to expect of some of the guys that are expected to fill similar roles that Rhett, Rakshani, Tyler Rugsager, Joel Colborn, Mark Chevery, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Well, the thing that I like is that we've got some pretty good depth. I mean, obviously you've got the dynamic trio of Kyle Ostro and Jesse Martin and Anthony Maiani back. Probably at least to start of the season to lead us offensively. Dustin Jackson is back in our lineup. We badly missed him last year. Obviously, everybody knows he broke his leg at this time last year, and he sat out the entire season. So it's great to have his size and strength and his leadership back. Drew Shore, another guy that had a terrific freshman years back for sophomore year. Back in our blue line, you've got the veterans, John Ryder and Chris Nutini, who are really a valued part of our defensive core in their roles. Obviously, the guy who was the All-WCHA on the All-WCHA rookie team last year, Matt Donovan, is going to be looked at to create a lot of offense from the position he plays on the blue line for us. So, I mean, those are just a few of the guys. Obviously, everybody's has heard a lot of our freshmen, but I think there's no question that, especially early in the season, you have to be led by your older players, and we've got some real character guys and talented guys in those roles.
Coach, the Pioneers have a new strength and conditioning coach, Mike Bridges. You announced last spring that the Pioneers had about 9 guys that went under the knife with surgeries. Can you talk about the recovery of those some of those players, as well as the strength and conditioning program that Mike has incorporated in the program prior to this fall?
Yeah, I think first of all, it was obviously a disappointing end to our season, but an abrupt end to our season. But even more difficult a few days later, when as many as 9 guys had surgical procedures to repair issues physically. And the nice thing is that, or the good thing is that, under the tutelage of not only Mike Bridges, our director of strength and conditioning, but Aaron Liu, our our athletic trainer in charge of hockey, along with our medical staff, our doctors. I mean, all the procedures went well. The rehab has gone well. All the guys have recovered and have been able to train throughout the summer. And I would say that a great many of our guys, obviously not our freshmen, but the returning players, a great many of them were here for a majority of the summer. So it really tells you about their commitment and their understanding of how important it is to be able to train together in using our great facilities. It certainly, I think, will be an advantage for us going into the season.
Okay, lastly, Coach, you have these captains' practices prior to official varsity hockey starting date. What are the three things that you do want to accomplish out of these sessions with the team prior to the starting date of official practice?
Well, you know, the captain's practices, I hope, you know, because we can't even evaluate. We can't sit down with the captains and talk about, you know, doing certain drills, or we can't sit in the stands and watch and evaluate and give feedback. This is strictly something for the month of September, other than, you know, the 2 times a week we're on the ice with these guys. Our captains are in charge of it. Kyle Ostro was our captain this year, and Jesse Martin, Chris Nutini, and Dusty Jackson are the alternates. They've been around long enough. They know what is expected. They understand that the very first official practice day is October 2nd, and we play that night. So they understand the necessity to have our guys in good physical condition. Mike Bridges did an outstanding job over the summer of getting our guys stronger, quicker, faster, but to be able to skate, it's this time of year where everybody's together, this month of September, where the captains really need to get our team as close to a good level of skating condition as possible. Obviously, the timing will be off when we first play that first exhibition game on the 2nd of October. That's understandable, but we certainly want to be able to have our captains set a tone in the month of September so that everybody understands the intensity and the speed and the pace that we're going to be using in our practices, which will carry into a game.
Okay, thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure.